Hello, this is Yo Sensei. A programmatic diagram is a powerful way to communicate the complex programs of your project. Today, we will use an example of hotel design to show different programs. A simple Rhino file is used for this tutorial. Also, we will use Adobe Illustrator to add some extra elements like circulation and captions. Okay, let's get started. So we will open this file that is called program dia, and we start from here. So each floor in this building is about 10 foot high. That's the standard ceiling height. And this is about 40 feet long by 120 feet long. So it's a pretty mid-sized hotel type of building. Okay, so the next part is we are going to use planes to Boolean split these buildings. So on the front view, we can draw a plane like this and then move this plane to where I want this to cut. Okay, and then select all of these blocks and then run Boolean split command. And then it's going to split this building, and this volume is closed volume, so that would be nice. And then I'm going to just take it and then turn it this way, and then make it bigger like this. And I would like about 6 foot hallway, so type 6 feet by 6 feet, and this is about the size of the hallway that I want. And then this is going to become our circulation. So Boolean split, and then take these volumes and then split it with this. So this is these volumes are our circulation. For the guest rooms, what we can do is we can just take this plane again, rotate it. But in this case, I would like the guest rooms to be the same scale from our rest of it. So the way we are going to do it is to divide this line. And so that is that. And then number of segments, I would like to do it at 5. Okay. So what it's going to tell us is that we are able to know the square feet of this room right now. So if you can run area command and then change the unit to foot, okay. And then select this curve, and then we know that this is 603 square feet room, which is pretty good size for a nice hotel room. So I'm just going to use it. And then now I am going to copy all of these planes that will split this room into pieces. So we have this kind of situation. And then we will select these volumes and then Boolean split and select these lines, these planes. Okay, so now we have our, volumes have been split. The next thing that I would like to do is I am going to say that the reception space is triple height space. So I'm just going to take these out and scale 1D, scale 1D. And then make sure project is on, and then you can just scale 1D in the right view. So we have a situation where we have this main volume that is more like a public space. And then these volumes that will be guest rooms. And then these ones are circulation. So it's a hallway. So the way I am going to do is I am going to just make the hallway to be empty. So I am going to select this one and go to my front view and type scale 1D and then click on the bottom, click on the top, and just type 1 foot. Okay, so that's going to reduce the height of this place. So you can just copy this hallway down to second floor and then first floor. So that's a pretty good decent volume. So instead of starting all over again on the other side, I'm just going to copy this one and then copy it to the other side. And then let's just get rid of the original volumes of the right side. Okay. I still don't like the you know, the orientation of it, so I'm just going to mirror this. Okay, and then delete the original one. So I have a situation where we have the hallway to the outside and then guest rooms. Maybe I'm going to change this layer to something else so that we can use this as a spa or something. And then I'm going to get rid of these two rooms here and create a new program that is going to be like a sun deck. Okay, so we start from here and then type 1 foot as a floor height. And then this white volume, then just move up to the top level. Okay, so here are my programs. Okay, so this is a lobby space. Lobby space. Purple is guest rooms. And layer 3, blue is circulation. And then green one, we call it spa. And then white one, we call it outdoor deck. So each one has the layers. And for circulation, I'm just going to add another vertical volume that is going to be elevator. So under circulation layer, you can draw 8 feet by 8 feet by 40 feet box. Okay, so that's going to become your elevator. So I'm just going to place it on the outside of the building. Okay, so this is our elevator. And then this one is going to go to the other side. So run copy command to the other side. So we have these ones. Okay. Other things that I would like to do is to draw a few planes for street and the sight line. So this plane is going to be the site, and then maybe we can just draw another two planes for the street. So streets are typically 20 feet wide. And then scale 1D. And then copy this. And then you can kind of like, for the center line, you can kind of like separate it. And then these streets can be slightly lower. And then now we can create a few layers. So site, and then water for the pool, and use street. So we can just assign whatever color. Okay, And so we now assign different let's street. And then this is a pool. So we would like to use this shape to split the shape of pool out of this plane. So run split command, then split it with this line. So this one is pool water that's going to go into this. So this is the basic setup of our programmatic diagram building. The next thing that you need to do is you need to go into viewport properties and change the projection from perspective to parallel. So axonometric view is typically without distortion. The reason is that you don't want to show the scalar shift by the perspective. So this is how you use it. So this is a uh, good base. So the next step is to start expanding them. So you can take whatever is the second level and then bring it up. And what we are trying to do here is trying to avoid these elements touching each other. So, so that we can tell which one is where. The next one, we will take the third floor and then bring it up. Okay. So as long as they're not touching each other, um, it's fine. And then stacking here is pretty much the same thing except for that one. So I think this is a good view. So make sure it's a parallel view and you will separate them as much as you need. So now what we are going to do is there is a named views icon. You can also type named views, named view, and then this will appear. So what you need to do is you have to save this view. So if you click on save as and then say program Axo, then if you accidentally change the angle, you can double click it to restore this view. So this is super helpful. Um, so the rest of it is to render this and you can assign colors to it. Right now, everything is white, and we need to turn off some of the points and then lines and dimensions for it to render. In Illustrator, what you can do is to draw a few boxes and copy them several times. And then for the first one, you will pick a color. So I normally like this kind of like grayish green color. And this is kind of my go-to color. And then you can go into color guide and then find a complementary color for this one. So you can select complementary or you can go with other different type of things. But, I'm just going to use complementary and then just pick the main color under this arrow into this. So you will sample these colors. And then I think there's going to be some additional colors that you might want to pick for this. So let's do this a little bit more. So we will sample some color from this column. And this is nice. So you will make a file like this. Okay. So after that, what you can do is you can just screenshot this. So window S, or you can just run snipping tool on Windows, and on Apple there is a different thing that you can do. But just get the screenshot and then save this as a color scheme. Okay, and then what you can do is inside of Rhino, you can run picture command and then find that color scheme banner. Just drop it inside of Rhino. And then what you can do is you can create a new material as a custom material. And then for the color of the custom material, you can hold on the color picker and then pick from this color. So that's nice. And so what we can do is we can just keep duplicating this custom material. Okay. Okay, so custom one one is going to be sampled from this, and custom 2 is going to be sampled from this color. Custom 3 is going to be sampled from this color, and then custom 4 is going to be sampled from this. So you will keep sampling the color for this. Next line. Yeah, pick a few. Okay, so we can hide this one. And then now we are going to start assigning these materials into layers. So custom 2 looks like water. So I'm just going to drag and drop the water layer. And custom number 1 is pretty nice color. So I'm going to make it this lobby color. Custom 1, maybe this is dark. So this is for circulation. And this is nice warm color. So guest rooms. And then we can use this super bright bright color to the outdoor deck, and then I guess streets can be site can be pretty neutral, or maybe this should have more of a contrasting tone against, yeah. Okay. And then we can use something neutral for street. Okay, so this is pretty good. And then you can hide, you can run cell curve point to select all of the curves and then hide. You can also type cell dim to select dimensions and hide. And then cell PT, selecting points and then hide. Okay, so these are good. And then we would like to also extend the elevator. So scale 1D. And then move it to here. Okay, so this is pretty good. Water is a little bit hard to see, so I'm just going to drop it to receive some shadows. Um, yeah, okay. So these are 100% opacity at this point. So what you can do is select all of these custom materials that we made. And then let's go down to transparency and then play with transparency. So that if you play with the transparency, the edge between different rooms will show, which is quite nice. So that is nice. Uh, okay. Um, so when you export the image, what you want to do is you need to go into the rendering settings. Okay. And inside of rendering settings, you can access rendering settings from render properties. Uh, yeah, but it's the same thing. You can access here. And one thing that you want to do is make sure backdrop is solid color, white, and then turn off ground plane. If you have the ground plane, it's going to look like this, and then it's going to, you know, mess up your drawing. So make sure ground plane is off. And then you will run view capture to file command. And then program Axo view, everything is off. Try custom resolution and then about 2500 to 2000 or something like that. So relatively big. And then save it somewhere you need to go. Okay, so the next step is Adobe Illustrator. So open up a new Adobe Illustrator file at 1920 by 1080. Okay, okay, so that's good. So we are going to drag and drop the image, axonometric image that we just created, which is this one. So drag and drop. So this is pretty good size. You can kind of place it in the center of your page. And if you don't like how it's going to look, you can run a clipping mask. So draw a box on top of it. And then select both the mask and the image and Control 7 or Command 7 on the Apple device. You can use direct selection tool to move this around with this direct selection tool. But for now, what we need is we are going to just lock this layer and create a new layer on top of it. So we are going to start naming these ones. So for guest rooms, we can start from here. Hold Shift to keep it 45 degrees, and I personally like these leader lines to be quite exquisite and have only 45-degree line is actually a helpful tip to make it consistent. So you can draw this kind of line, and then 1 point is fine, and then type guest rooms. And then type Control T, Command T. So create something that is really legible. This is guest room. And then you can modify this stroke and then change the arrow to be like dot. This will create a nice connection. So you can do this for other parts of it too. So I'm just gonna run it. Also, there are several things that would be helpful to kind of register as dropping axonometric. So you can draw this kind of line that is dotted line. That's line, 12 points. So that's good. I personally like a little bit more softer color. So something like this. So you can just move it to places where they need to go. So in the order of the scene. So if you get nerdy, you can kind of control which line should be seen from, where and things like that. So I'm just going to run it pretty fast for that small adjustment. Okay, so another thing is to draw a street and direction arrow. So maybe this one is going to be a little bit more bolder type, and Santa Monica Boulevard. And if you hold your mouse button at scale, there is a share tool. And what share tool is going to do is to kind of orient your type towards the line that you're trying to select, like standing, which is kind of cool. So you could use that. So that is, the street name. And after that, you can do like something like this using the geometry of the place to draw things like north arrow, like this. And so that is that. Okay, so the last thing that we would like to do is to draw some circulations. So circulation of the car. So what it this what if this is parking? You can do something like this, and say this is P, and this has some kind of color. Okay, and this should go back. Okay, and then bold. So this is parking sign. So how the vehicles will enter the site, you can just draw it like um, in America, it's a right side driving. So you can draw a line, borrowing the geometry, and then you can come in from this side and then change the color to be, oh, I don't know, relatively light white, and then no fill And then you can tell the arrow to be this size, or maybe it's whole line. And then maybe this is dashed line. Yeah. And then we can use the same line for the other side to come in. So this person will come in driving from here, and then there's arrow. And then you can just select with direct selection tool of the corner, and then add roundedness. Okay, so that's car access. Maybe I can cross that so that it's going to be better. Okay, so this is car access. Okay, the next thing is to add some circulation going through this space. So you should always use the angle of the project, okay, to get it right. So the easy way to do it is to just trace a couple of lines for the circulation, and then in this one, I am going to these should be solid lines. So you have the guest who is going to come in to the hotel, and then check in, and then turn around to the other side, uh, get into the hallway, and then he's going to travel, or he or she is going to travel from the hallway to the elevator, which will go up to the third level, and then comes out. Comes out, and then goes on the circulation, and goes into this room. Okay. So you can really, create a circulation diagram of a. This is a typical hotel guests circulation, and then I'm going to do another circulation that is a guest who we can call it visitor. So visitor is someone who comes to visits the hotel, go to the spa, and after that, she is going to go into the Sunset Lounge and meet her friends and have a good time. So, and then, just, really use the line that is, take it, and then change color. And then say, for example, guest circulation. And then visitor circulation. Okay. And you can align them. Then draw these lines. And with eyedropper tool, you can sample this and this. So that should do it. So this is a way to produce a simple programmatic diagram for your project. And purpose of this is to really communicate the idea behind the program. So try to be as clear as possible in these diagrams. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.